Okay, so last week I was feeling bougie. I went with all expensive, luxury, niche fragrances. This week I was feeling thrifty, so I decided to go with affordable, budget-friendly, cost-effective, some great bang for your buck type of fragrances. You don't have to spend a bunch of money on luxury and niche fragrances to smell great. So join me, let's get into week number 23 of my weekly rotation. Cue that intro. What's going on, my beautiful fragrance family? Hope y'all are having an awesome Sunday fun day, but you're probably watching this on Monday, so I hope you're having an awesome Monday. And welcome back to My2Scents. My name is Brian, and this is the channel all about helping boost your confidence through the art of fragrance and helping you become a lasting scent memory. All right, so last week I was feeling so bougie. I was bringing in the new year, so I rocked some luxurious fragrances. But this week, I just really wanted to get down to the nitty gritty. Find some fragrances in my collection that I haven't worn in a while, that are cheap, and they just smell freaking awesome. What are some of your favorite affordable fragrances that you enjoy rocking? Maybe something you don't reach for very often. As soon as you spray it on, you're like, oh my God, this is freaking amazing. Why have I been neglecting this beautiful fragrance? The fragrances that I rocked this last week kind of give me those feels. But yeah, they're all affordable. Hashtag save that cheddar and get to smelling better. God, that's got a good ring to it. Yeah, let's start that hashtag. Let's see if we can get it trending. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into week number 23 of my whiffs of the week. All right, so this first one comes from a clone house, but it's not a clone. It's an original, and it's a very powerful original. Maybe if I was more like Jeremy Fragrance and just started saying like power, strength, sexy boys, sexy girls. That just sounds ridiculous. Maybe those are key words he's putting into his videos that YouTube recognizes. So the first one on my list is a powerful fragrance. And it comes from Dua, and it is Plum Brandy. So I did my review of this last week. I'll leave a card right here for you so you can go check that out. Man, if you like boozy fragrances, if you love Plum, then you are gonna love Plum Brandy. Though I would have probably just called it like plum wine because it reminds me more of plum wine. Though brandy is wine, it's just distilled and not just fermented. Plum Brandy is packed with plum. I'm talking plum jam, plum juice, plum liqueur, plum fruit, plum nectar, plum candy, and it's plum delicious. It is really good. There is a transition in here, though, that does kind of get a little bit too syrupy sweet for my liking. But it doesn't last that long, and I definitely battle through it. It's a little too sugary, but that's okay, because like I said, it goes away. But this also has a really nice spiciness, like cloves, cinnamon, nutmeg, anything that you would really find in a plum brandy. But there is also a brandy accord in here, but it doesn't really ever show its face. It never really pops its head out. It kind of just sits in the background, just as a supporting role. It's just really plum and woody. You get this really nice cedar, which a lot of cedar, with some other nice woody undertones, but it's just plum and woods, and a lot of it. It's a powerful fragrance. Now, some might say this 30 ml isn't cheap, but Dua is always doing sales. I got this while they were doing a sale, I think 15 or 30% off, so I got this for like 45 bucks, so it's like $20 off. I always keep all of my favorite places that I get my fragrances bookmarked. That way, every single day, I can see if they're doing some sort of sales. I always set myself up on their email list. That way, I'm in the know whenever they're doing deals. Just like you hitting the subscribe button and hitting that notification bell so that you stay in the know every time I'm posting new content. Shameless plug right there. Plum Brandy, again, long-lasting, powerful fragrance. A little goes a long way. Though it's a 30 ml, just a couple sprays will last you all frickin' day. I'm going to be diving more into the Dua Originals because I think they make fantastic fragrances. I love their hybrids. They make really good clones, but they make really good originals. So all day that day, I was smelling downright plum beautiful. I can do a Plum Brandy. I want to apologize for the hair. I just got out of the shower, so I didn't feel like styling it. I'm going all natural. So Tuesday, I went with a newer fragrance that I just picked up. It's not new, but it's a newer fragrance to my collection because I'm really getting into these Middle Eastern fragrances. So Tuesday, I went with Maison Alhambra Kismet. Now, I got this off fragrancebuy.ca, and it said that it is a dupe inspired by of Killian Straight to Heaven Extreme. I don't get that. I actually don't get that. I remember in my first impressions, I was like, this is kind of like it, but it's not. So Kismet is a woody and spicy fragrance. I get some cardamom, I get some saffron. I also get some cacao and some bitter coffee, with an underlying sweetness coming from that cacao, but also adds a little bit of a bitter touch to it. Not overly bitter, just kind of dry, spicy, and again, woody. There's also some nice dry patchouli in here as well, just adding to the woody nuances. I also get some cedar and a little bit of sandalwood, just to kind of round out the dryness and add a little bit of a creamy vibe to it. It's not overly creamy, it's not overly sweet, it's pretty dry, but it's also a pretty damn good fragrance for a really damn good price. I got this for under $30. The presentation alone I think is worth 50, 60 bucks, but the fragrance is freaking awesome. I get pretty good longevity out of it. It's not a huge projector, but it's one of those that catches the wind and catches the attention of everybody around you. Projection is nice in the first hour or so, and then it kind of sits closer to the skin. But for the price, if you like woody, spicy fragrances, something that'd be great for this time of season, right now, definitely check out Maison Alhambra, Kismet. This is really good. I'm actually really glad to have this in my collection, and you'll see me rocking this more often in 2022. But all day that day, I was smelling like a spicy senorita. Wait a second. More like a spicy cabron, rocking Maison Alhambra, Kismet. So Wednesday, I was doing a little bit of work with my buddy Wes on his new river house. And he's a big advocate for Creed Aventus. And I decided to rock Armaf Aventus, or Club de Nuit Intense Man. Look, if you are looking at getting Aventus and you don't feel like spending the money, Club de Nuit Intense Man is one of the best avenues that you can go. Price per milliliter is out of this world. You can get this for under $50. It's a big old bottle, but can also be used as a frickin' weapon. Not to mention, it is a hefty fragrance. It'll last all frickin' day. It smells so similar to Aventus. The opening is a little rough for some people. I don't mind the opening. It kind of smells like lemon pledge. But once that settles down, it really gets into Aventus. Pineapple, black currant, a little bit of apple, some rose, some oak moss, smoky birch. I got tons of attention that day, and I was very surprised, mostly from guys. So I guess this would also be a boxer dropper. Chris or Dave, if you're watching this would be a great one for your boxers or brief list. But regardless, this is a great fragrance. It really is. Say what you will, and I understand I'm probably going to get some backlash in the comments, but you know, fragrance is completely subjective. It's completely balls in your court. You wear what you love, and that's all that matters. And I was freaking loving rocking Club de Nuit Intense Man from Armaf. So Thursday, it was stupid cold. Like, dumb cold. And I was supposed to go do some work, but I didn't because never hit 30 degrees. So I stayed inside. I was just being casual, being lazy. Never lazy. I'm always working. And I decided to rock one I don't rock very often. It's Terry Mugler's Alien Man. Huh. So this is actually a 2018 bottle. You can see right there, it's a tester. It's got all the kind of the note breakdown on the back. But I got this many, many moons ago. I don't ever wear it. It's a little bubblegummy sweet for me. But this is an amber fougere. So this has an interesting dill note in it. That's right, dill. And I actually really enjoy the dill. It also has lavender, and it says here on the back that it's a woody leather aromatic. It is woody. I don't get a whole lot of leather in it. If anything, the leather is just in the back, just rounding everything out, making it not superly oversweet. For the price you can find these at, it's a really good fragrance. If you like sweeter fragrances, if maybe, you know, old school classic fougères aren't really your style, you want something a little bit more modern, Alien Man is a great avenue. With this 2018 batch, I get great performance. I get good longevity. You get this on your clothes, it sticks around for frickin' ever. It's a very alienistic take on a fougere. Very modern, but it's still really good. Not a huge fan of the flankers, but the OG, it's solid. I enjoy it. So Thursday, I was smelling out of this world rocking Alien Man from Terry Mugler. So I know you've heard me talk about this house quite a bit. And Friday, I decided to wear one from this house. I haven't really added them into a list in a while. Haven't really talked about them. The house is Phoenix Artisan Accouterments, and the fragrance is Sangre de Draco, Dragon's Blood. This right here definitely makes me feel like a medieval warrior, like a knight in shining armor. It's very mysterious, it's dark, it's resinous, and woody. The Dragon's Blood that is in this fragrance is fantastic. Dragon's Blood is actually a resin that is collected from medium-sized trees in the Amazon. The reason it's called that is, well, look at the color of that juice. It is the color of blood. It's very rich and resinous, has a slight smokiness to it, and there's also a really nice spicy characteristic. This also has oud in it. Not just oud, it also has sandalwood, and this is a nice, rich, creamy, yet mysterious and dark sandalwood that just blends very well with that oud. Not funky whatsoever. And for the price you can get these at, might be a little expensive for some budgets, and I totally get that, but you can only get them in 30 mLs. And they're $49.95. But I get great longevity from them. They're all eau de parfum concentrations, though you can get bigger bottles, and I think they're eau de colognes or maybe eau de toilettes. They also have a whole range of men's grooming products. So if you're into wet shaving and all that jazz, then definitely check out Phoenix Artisan Accouterments. So all day that day, I was smelling like a knight in shining armor, rocking Sangre de Draco. So now we're on to Saturday, and Saturday I went with Franck Olivier's Oud Vanille. No, this does not smell like tobacco vanille. And there's no oud in the note breakdown. But I'm going to have to disagree with that because I get this kind of dank, woody oud just sitting in the background, and I actually get it right off the bat. It kind of adds to the funky opening. It's a little medicinal. It's a little challenging up top. But once this settles down into the rose, the vanilla, the ambers, the woods, the spices, this becomes beast mode. Great longevity, great performance. Now let's talk about price. I don't know how this company makes any money. I got every single one of my Franck Olivier's for $20 to $21.
What?
$21. That's right. I got this for like 21 and some change. Oud Vanille is a sexy, alluring fragrance. Now, again, you have to kind of battle through the top notes because it's just very interesting. It's got like some caramel and also some citrus. It just doesn't really work very well. But it's legend. Wait for it. Wait for it. Still wait for it. Dairy. This is a banger. It's straight up. Quality and price, amazing. I was smelling sweet, spicy, and sexy all freaking day on Saturday. Rockin' Franck Olivier Oud Vanille. So now it's on to Sunday. Today. Right now. And I decided to go with this bad boy. That's right. Montblanc Emblem Intense. Pretty cool bottle design, though it kind of looks like... This kind of looks like something that would be ribbed for her pleasure. But anyways, Montblanc Emblem Intense. What do I think of this fragrance? I think it's cheap. I think it's affordable. You can find it at rack stores. You can find it at discounters. And it's a really good evening time type of fragrance. It's spicy. It's warm. You've got some cardamom, some florals like clary sage. You got a little bit of grapefruit in there just to pop things off. There's some nice spices like coriander and cinnamon. There's a little bit of a rosy nuance flowing through it. There's also a little bit of a suede leatheriness to it with some tonka beans, so it gets a little sweet and powdery as it dries down. And then some nice woodiness, just to give it some legs. I get good performance out of it. Good, decent. It doesn't project super loud. It's not a heavy hitter, but it's a nice, soft attention grabber. It draws people into you because it's inoffensive. It's sweet, it's spicy, it's warm, it's woody. It has all those sexy characteristics that you might be looking for in a great date night fragrance. Hitting the town type of fragrance. Painting the town red, whatever you want to do. I'm not going to be doing that today because it's Sunday, and Sunday's meant for football. And it's also meant for doing jack dilly squat. But I'm going to be smelling great doing so, rocking Montblanc Emblem Intense. Well, there it is, guys. Another one in the books. Another weekly rotation down. What were you rocking this past week? Leave me a comment down below. Like I always say, if you catch wild hair, go ahead and leave me your entire weekly rotation. I truly do enjoy talking to y'all in the comments. But that is it for me today, guys. If you enjoyed today's episode, then do me a favor and like, comment, share, and subscribe. And always remember, you are stinking beautiful. And until next time, happy scent trails.